Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is March the 7th, 2023, and today the topic is Boast in the Lord. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. My Monday was real chill overall. Felt more like a Friday. um, Long story short, the only thing that I did of significance yesterday was I went to go and have a consultation with the salon about my hair, everything like that. Set an appointment for next week. So we'll see what the Lord do, y'all. You know, will y'all see my hair? Get back nice. you know. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, it seems like a nice, decent place. The people I met there seem nice. And yeah, so we're gonna give it a try, see what the Lord do, and I'm looking forward to it. X, Y, and Z. I felt very grown yesterday. Like I don't know if it was just getting out midday. I was listening to a little jazz music on the way to the location and everything like that. So I don't know, like I don't know if it's because like actually having the funds, maybe that's another thing as well. Look, so to God be the glory for abundance 2023, because it's a blessing, right? Um, it was funny because I thought that I had to go ahead and pay for the appointment this weekend. I technically could have done it, which is a blessing, right? Like, hey man, listen, we boasting in the Lord on today, right? Because it's interesting. I know I shared with you all how I felt in the after show. I shared with you guys how I've been feeling about, being at the church and whatnot, and just some things I've been observing. And so, I usually do a weekend check-in or weekly check-in with a friend of mine, and I was sharing with her, and she just was like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "What? What do I do? What?" And she's like, "It's like you, I guess, second guessing the good things in your life, like you're praying for them, but then you second guessing them." And I'm like, I mean, well, not necessarily. I don't necessarily feel like I'm second guessing them. I think I guess this is my way of showing that I'm in awe, right, of the things, and but either way, hey, I mean, it got me thinking or whatever. And I would say that that's partially the inspiration for this morning, because to be honest with y'all, even though I woke up at like 3 on the dot and I looked up the Strong's Concordance and whatnot regarding that, I didn't see anything when I Googled Bible in 3, but or well with 3.00 in particular. And I mean, I would say that I was kind of, not say out of it, but just like maybe not fully feeling it, this morning and everything like that. But I never, excuse me, I don't know if y'all hear my body here. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I ever doubted that I was going to record, but I just wasn't feeling anything in particular, I didn't necessarily like the things that came up with the Strongs and whatnot didn't necessarily resonate. I was asking the Lord if there was something in particular to talk about today, and just was doing my little thing, waking up and whatnot. And I mean, ultimately, I guess, yeah, he, reminded me of the conversation from yesterday that made me start looking up things like confidence and ultimately boasting in the Lord as well. Because, well, I told y'all before, I think I told y'all yesterday how another friend of mine was saying all these great things about me and stuff. And I'm just like, well, that's, it's God be glory that you see those things in me, and everything like that. But at the same time, you know, I mean, I can't take too much credit. All I can say is like, okay, well, this is how I try to live, but this is what I try to do, based on what I believe to is true, X, Y, and Z. But yeah, and so I guess, yeah, thinking about a combination of all those things, look, what's leading me to chit chat with you all about boasting in the Lord today. And yeah, I hope that this encourages you and inspires y'all. So let's get into it. 2 Corinthians 10 and 17. It says, "Let the one who boast in the Lord." Well, at least you know this phrase isn't just a miracle quote. This is actually in the Bible. Boasting in the Lord. Um, and yeah, I mean, I guess this is what I try to do. I mean, I don't do too much puffing up of myself or toot my own horns or nothing like that. But you know, when I toot 'em, you know, I try my best to, you know, let it be known that whatever it is comes from the Lord, you know, ultimately and everything like that. You know, I know we can all get, you know, well, some people, it might, they find it easy to boast in themselves, right? And this and that they do, X, Y, and Z. And I mean, I guess in some ways, not say I struggle with, um, well, here's what I told my friend the other day when she was saying all the things about me, whatever, and how I needed to, you know, be confident in all of my gifts, da, 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 da. And I'm like, you know, I am, and everything like that. I think uh I will humbly walk in confidence. You know, at the end of the day, like I mean, you know, I'm humbled to know that I am just one human on this earth. I'm humbled to know that the Lord and anything that He does and creates is better than anything that I can even think of, or anything like that. And but I will say that He's, you know, done a work with me. You know, He has. It's so funny actually. I came across this video yesterday. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but y'all might recognize his face or whatever. I guess he's been in a lot of movies lately. Handsome guy. I don't remember his name. I ain't really seen none of his movies, but I seen his picture a lot on social media. I think he's in that movie Creed, opposite of I think Jonathan Majors. I think that's his name. Anyway, it was very interesting because they had him reading some thirst tweets, and I was watching that video yesterday. And you know, I guess he doesn't have social media or anything like that, so obviously he hadn't seen these tweets or whatnot, I guess. And you know, and they were basically, he just was responding to what people had to say about him. And I noticed like quite a few of the tweets about him was like God did an extra work when it came to him. God spent more time on him, X, Y, and Z. And the first time he read a quote that went along that lines, he was like, well, I feel like God spent time on all of us. And I mean, I guess I can agree with him on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, God has spent a lot of time on all of us. You know, all of us are unique, beautifully and wonderfully made. Um, and yeah, you know, so we're going to boast in that, right? We're going to boast in the Lord and His creativity to create. Can I say the words here? To create the millions and billions of us. I don't even know how many of us it is on earth, but it's quite a bit of us. And on top of that, the earth. And on top of that, everything that dwells in it. On top of that, everything that we can't see. On top of that, everything beyond the earth. Like it just goes on and on and on. So, uh, yeah, let's boast in the Lord. Let's keep going. Psalm 34:2. It says, my soul makes it boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. So yeah, man, you know, again, as we can, you know, boast in the Lord and whatnot, we start to acknowledge all His beautiful and wonderful works and things like that. I mean, you can't help but be glad about it. Like, you know, people look at nature all the time and like, wow, this is beautiful. Like it's the most beautiful painting that, you know, people try to recreate by painting what they see and things like that. But the interesting thing is sometimes when we're looking at nature, you can go to the same place every day and it'll be something slightly different. Which is another wondrous, miraculous thing, you know. Looking at the sky is beautiful, but the clouds are going around and around, and you know, it's just very interesting. Or then even just thinking about the concept of like, I'm here in Georgia and it can be warm. Someone else is over here in the same country, but it's cold. And then over in Kenya, it's like, shout out to my home girl, Elizabeth. It may be nighttime. You see what I'm saying? It's just very interesting, the intricacies of the Lord and what He's created and what He's done here on earth and beyond. You know I thought about a moment ago this concept of the universe. People like to say the universe did this and the universe did that. to me, the universe is also still just a creation. Therefore, I, am boasting of the creator of the universe, that's the way I look at it. And I believe that the creator of the universe is none other than the God of the Bible, that's what I believe. I mean, I know there's plenty of others that believe along with me. There's plenty that don't believe that, but just hey, to each their own. To each their own. Let's go. Do do do. Psalm 105:2. Sing to him. Sing praises to him. Tell of all his wondrous works. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sing praises to the Lord. I guess that's why music is so important, because really it's supposed to be singing and giving glory and honor to the Lord. And we know that music gives glory and honor to all kinds of things these days. But yeah, sing praises to him. I mean, as a songwriter and whatnot. And I know this reminds me that I have music to record that I need to get out there to y'all. I mean, well, just need to get out of my head, period. Like, whoever listens to it and enjoys it beyond me, great. But I believe that these are songs that, I've been singing to the Lord for years, and, just to solidify them, get them recorded, get them created, X, Y, and Z. It would be a beautiful thing. But yeah, sing the praises to the Lord. I mean, again, there's quite a few of us that enjoy singing our own praises. I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily like doing that. And I'll tell you why. So one of the main things is, I feel like if you have to say that you are something, then you're probably not. That's me. That's just me and the way I feel about certain things. I would prefer someone else say X, Y, and Z about me than for me to go around and say, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm X, Y, and Z. Like, but that's just me and how I look at things. I mean, no judgment on people that do what they do. I mean, I know sometimes we're put in scenarios that we do have to kind of talk about ourselves, or, that's the best way to say it in this moment. Sometimes, yeah, we're put in situations where we have to talk about ourselves or share about the things we've done, things like that. And that's one thing. But it's a totally different thing to go through life and be like, I'm this, I'm that, I have this accolade, I have that accolade, and you're just boasting, right? Boasting in yourself. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just more meaningful. It's probably more true if someone else is saying something about you, than you saying it about yourself. Sorry. That's just me. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's see. 2 Corinthians 3:5. It says, not that we are sufficient in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency is from God. There you go. Yeah, I mean, as I looked up verses centered around confidence, like, this is one that really stood out to me to share. I mean, there were others as well, but maybe that's a completely different conversation. But yeah, like, let's just humble ourselves and be reminded that at the end of the day, even your best idea comes from the Lord. Like, yeah, we like to take ownership over things that we create and do, right? But ultimately, if you really, really look at the big picture of this situation, your ideas, every aspect of life comes from the Lord, and that's who the glory and honor should go back to. And that's ultimately the juice this morning. Now, listen, the Bible verse of today is Esther 4:14. It says, for if thou altogether holdest thy peace at the time, holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Listen, that Bible verse of the day was a little bit of conviction. I was like, ooh, because like I told y'all, I wasn't necessarily feeling up to it or into it this morning. Not that I was super tired or anything, because I did wake up at 3 early and whatnot. And I didn't necessarily go back to sleep between 3 and 4. But hey, I mean, I pushed on through, you know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave me this to share, and here I am, you know. But it was interesting reading the Bible verse of today and being reminded of, you know, obviously Queen Esther and her story. And it's like, you know, like her uncle told her, you know, hey, you know, deliverance will come from somewhere else if you don't do, you know, this thing. But it ain't gonna look good for you. And I guess that kind of reminded me about the conversation I was having with y'all yesterday about you know, being obedient and all of that. So hey, you know, I feel like I was obedient this morning. I went on ahead and got up and did the juice. I hope it encourages you and inspires you, whoever you are. And yeah, I guess until next time, y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. As for me today, uh, nothing really on the schedule. I need to solidify what I'm doing tomorrow because Madam Miraculous is supposed to hang out with the children tomorrow. And I got an idea of what I was going to do, but I haven't like purchased anything or whatever. But I mean, I could do that on the way tomorrow. But at least I can need to finalize like if I'm going to have any other additional things alongside of the main experiment. And what else? Today is Tuesday, so that means NJ has a class today. To God be the glory for being able to pay for that, you know, and whatnot. So yeah, that's what things are looking like at the moment. So yeah, I might just chill. I think because hubby's gonna go out and do his thing, or at least that's what he said yesterday. He plans to get out there and hustle in the streets. So praying for him and everything regarding that. And so I might just stay in because miraculous stuff on Wednesday, working at the church on Thursday. Friday, I think somebody signed up to be on GSL, but I don't know. I gotta look at the calendar again. But you know what I'm saying? And then Saturday, oh, party time with my niecey Pooh. Yeah, so that's I mean, y'all just gave y'all a nutshell of like what this the rest of the week's gonna look like. But yeah. Well, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great day, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. The Lord's will. Bye bye.